Hi, and welcome to my new series called Emotions 101. The place to be if you want to learn how to deal with those emotions that you feel every single day. Hi everyone, I hope you have a lovely day. I'm Iris Blue, I'm a speaker and a coach, and welcome to my YouTube channel. The place to be if you want to get fired up to your full potential. So like I said, this is the first episode of a new series that I'm calling Emotions 101. And now you might be wondering, why? Why are you starting a series about emotions and the basic knowledge people need to know about them? I know when we talk about emotions, people immediately think that you're kind of weird and kind of like, woo. But knowing the basic stuff you need to know about emotions is very important for your day-to-day life and very important for your overall happiness. And in my research and when I talk to people, when I coach people, I notice so much that people have no clue when it comes to emotions. They have no clue what they're feeling. That's why I started this new series, Emotions 101, because there is so much power in knowing how you feel and actually making a decision about what to do with your feelings instead of just going through the day not really knowing how you're feeling but acting up on them all the time. So today we're talking about the 5 basic emotions, the 5 core emotions, how you can recognize them and how you can deal with them. Talking about emotions is always very uncomfortable, even though I really think it shouldn't be. But still, just get a nice cup of tea and let's dive into it. What I will be sharing with you today is what I have learned through the years and what I learned by research. I'm in no way a licensed therapist, but I'm just sharing with you what I know. If you want to learn more about what I talk about in this video or where I have my information from, then please check the links down below in the description box. Let's talk about those 5 basic emotions. They're also called the primary emotions or the core emotions. And if you have seen the Disney film Inside Out, you will recognize them. The 5 core emotions are, and let me move to that side to show you. The 5 core emotions are sadness, fear, anger, disgust, and joy. So let's start with the best one. At least we feel like this is the best one because we perceive this as the only positive one, and that is joy. You feel joy when you have a warm sensation in your body and you feel relaxed. Joy, like I said, is perceived as the only good emotion, and we achieve this when we feel safe and connected. And with connected, I don't mean connected to the Wi-Fi or the internet, no. I mean connected to actually human beings. We humans strive to feel this emotion at all times. But believe me when I say we actually need all 5 of those emotions, because we might only perceive joy as positive and the rest as negative, but we need them all, and I will explain that to you now. So talking about emotions that we don't perceive as good as joy, let's talk about sadness. You know you're feeling sad when you have a heavy chest and a sore throat. Sadness is felt when we have a loss in our lives, and this can be a human loss like losing a parent or a friend, but it can also be a loss of something you actually love, like a job or something else. It can also mean a loss of self. So I know we don't like this emotion and we prefer to put it away in a very dark place in our heads and never think about them and always be happy. But we need to feel sad at times because it's our way, our body and our mind's way to tell us, you need a minute. You need a minute to process. So please, when there's something to be said about, please be said about it, because I can tell you from first experience, if you don't do this and you push things away, they will come back at you at some point. So sadness is something that we need to experience. And when it comes to a loss of a human being, and I just went to this a half year ago with my father, I can tell you what really helped for me is to kind of feel it as an honor to him. And with that I mean, if I didn't feel sad about losing him, then I didn't make him as important as he actually is to me. He really deserved it for me to be sad about losing him, because he was incredibly important to me. So that's the way I view sadness. That's the way I think it really helps to view sadness. We need it. We really needed to take a minute and process stuff and just let it be for a moment. So the next emotion we're going to talk about is anger. You know, you're experiencing anger when you feel your muscles tightening and the energy just wants to come out of your body. We experience anger when we're feeling limited, when we're feeling blocked or stuck. Anger can be a very dangerous emotion when we don't react upon it in the right way. Anger is what I like to call an indication emotion. And that means that when you're feeling anger, you know that somebody has crossed your line, that you feel limited in a situation, and anger is there to give you that hint. Not so you can react upon it in an aggressive way, but you can adjust the situation so you don't feel limited anymore. So when you're feeling angry, please reflect upon the situation, reflect upon that feeling, and see what you can do to change it. Don't react with aggression. It's not the right way to go. Just speak up or change what you need to change. But again, anger is an emotion that we need to give us that hint that we are being limited and we need to do something about it. So let's talk about the next emotion. And next to anger, this is an emotion that I feel is ruling the world right now. And it's something that makes me so sad to see. And that's the emotion fear. So you know you're experiencing fear when you feel physically ill. Not in all times, but something like feeling physically ill. Or you're feeling sweaty, like sweaty hands or stuff like that. Fear is something we need to keep us safe. But it overstays its welcome nearly all the time. Fear has become an emotion that leads us in our choices. And anger has become an emotion that leads us in our choices, but mainly fear. We all have had that point in our lives when we feel like we need to change something, or when we feel like going after a dream, but fear stops us. And that is exactly how fear overstays our welcome. Or we make conclusions about people out of fear. And I think fear can be extremely useful because, let's take an example. When you have a meeting, a very important meeting, or you're going for a job interview and you're scared, it's an indicator emotion again. It's an indicator to know that you're doing something important to you and you don't want to screw up. And fear in those cases actually makes you more focused. But I feel when you're doing something, when you're not doing something out of fear, or you're making a choice based on fear, you're doing the wrong thing. Never make a choice based on fear. Except when it's in like a life-threatening situation, please make choices based out of fear, because that is actually why we have fear, to keep us safe. But it overstays our welcome. So please, if fear is overstaying its welcome, just just open the door and say goodbye to it. Thank it for keeping you safe, but also tell it like, it's been enough, I'm safe now and I want to move on. So let's talk about the last of the 5 emotions and my favorite character in the Disney movie, disgust. So disgust, you're feeling disgust when you're like sniffing your nose like that. Or when you're like maybe even feeling that you need to vomit. And disgust is actually most easily recognized as the emotion that you feel when you're smelling food that has gone bad. So disgust is actually one of the indication emotions as well, in my opinion. And you feel it when your own behavior or the behavior of others is crossing a line and you find it immoral. When you don't agree with somebody's choices based on your own moral compass, that is when you're feeling disgust. So again, it's a very, very handy emotion to have and we don't like it. But it's something that keeps your recognition of good and bad in check. So you might be thinking, there are only 5 emotions, then why is it so damn complicated to know what I'm feeling? And that is because those 5 basic emotions that I just told you about are the primary emotions. You also have the secondary emotions, and these emotions fall into the basic 5 emotions that I just talked about. They're things like shame and jealousy and gratitude and stuff like that. All the emotions that you can think of, they fall in these basic 5 emotions. To make things even more complicated, these secondary emotions sometimes have not one basic emotion they fall in, but 2. They're called the mixed emotions, and one of my favorite mixed emotions is bittersweetness. Bittersweetness is something you get when you mix joy with sadness, and it is intensely missing someone and intensely experiencing that loss, but also feeling the joy and the gratitude for actually getting to know them and having all these beautiful memories with them. Another mixed emotion is shame. You get this when you combine sadness and disgust. So why do you need to know these basic 5 emotions and the secondary emotions? What is the use of knowing them? Like I said in the beginning of this video, it's so useful and there's so much power in actually knowing how you feel, because when you know how you feel, you can choose how you react upon it. So thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope that you enjoy this new series on my YouTube channel. If you do, then please let me know down below in the comments, because I would love to make more of these type of videos. Next, Emotions 101, I'm thinking about talking about the pain or pleasure principle. So again, thank you so much for watching this video. If you like this video, then please give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe for more videos and turn on the notifications, and I will see you next time. In the meantime, don't forget that only you have the power to get the life you want.